What is going on, everyone? Josh from Old School Cards. Sorry I haven't been with you for a while. I have been super busy at work. I'm essentially coaching 3 sports right now. So the last month has been very hectic with junior high and high school track, high school baseball. We're getting ready to start junior high baseball. So I'm really sorry. No video today, just audio. I'm trying to find time just to get my podcast updated and keep it moving. So here we are, episode 17. I'm going to run you down on the show lineup and then we'll get right into it. So first part of the show, we're going to be talking market thoughts. In this portion today, I'm going to be talking about set building and what does that mean and what does that look like. I'll tell you what it looks like to me, and I hopefully can give you some insight on what it looks like to other people. Number 2, we're getting right back into our 600 goal scorer history, and we're talking Mark Messier today, a 600 goal scorer. The third thing on the list, blue liner of the week. And because I've been gone for about a month doing all my school stuff, I'm going to go back 2 weeks from March 16th. And that will be for blue liner of the week, as well as the top line, so the 3 top forwards for the last 2 weeks, and the top goalie for the last 2 weeks in our poke check segment. And then we're going to round things out with our milestone marker, and we're going to talk a little bit about Leon Draisaitl and what he's doing in the NHL and in the hobby of hockey cards. And then we're also going to check in on old Ovi, chasing greatness, where we're looking what it's looking like there for him. And I'm going to talk a little bit about personal pickups, but obviously I'm not going to be showing anything. But I do have some interesting news to share. So let's get started. Talking point number 1, market thoughts and set building. So when someone says they're building a set, what does that even mean? Are they talking base cards? Are we talking parallels, inserts, SPs, SSPs? Some people view certain types of player runs as sets. And I would like to just kind of, one thing that when people hear set building, people I think tend to think along the terms of vintage collecting, because there were no inserts or different types of cards. They were all sequentially numbered, and that was the set. And so when someone said they were a set collector, if you're a vintage set collector, you're collecting 1954 tops. That's how it works. But modern day, I don't think those types of set collectors are really as prominent anymore, just because base cards have so little value. I don't know if people collected the set before for the value, so I'm sure people still do, but also set sizes have increased. There's more than one release in a year. Like Upper Deck's flagship series has Series 1, Series 2, and Extended Series, and each set has 250 cards. So you're talking almost 1,000 cards, 750 cards for a base set if you're including Young Guns with that. And I don't see people collecting modern that way anymore. Modern people will say they'll pick an insert set out of a set and collect that. So one that I'm very fond of, but I'm not collecting the set, but I do collect the players that I like out of that set, is the Young Guns Renewed. So the last two releases, Series 1 and Series 2, have had Young Guns Renewed cards in each release, in each series. And I think today, along the lines, if someone says they're set collecting, unless they specify that they collect the individual base cards, it's usually a certain type of set. So, for example, the thing that I'm personally chasing right now is a 600 goal scorers. I guess you could kind of lump that into a set, because I'm collecting their rookie cards, or what's classified as their rookie cards. So it would be a 600 goal scorer set of their rookie cards. Player runs. Player runs aren't traditionally a set because players have so many different cards, but what I have done and I currently do is collect a certain type of card of that player every year. So in essence, by the time that player is done playing in their career, if I have collected that card every year from a certain release, then I would have the whole set of their playing years. So set building is not, I think it kind of has a negative connotation because people associate it with base cards, but really set building is so much more than that. And if you are looking to find a way back into the hobby, or you're thinking about, man, I don't know, I really like this, I really like that, that's cool, man. Pick a set, do some research. There's some really cool sets out there that people get their hands on and they work on collecting. So I'm interested to know, guys, what you guys think about that. Let me know if you are a set collector, what you're collecting right now. You can reach out to me at oldschoolcards, the numbers 24 at Gmail, and tell me what set you're collecting. Are you a vintage person, a modern person? Do you collect the base sets, or do you collect inserts or parallels or short prints or super short prints? One of the ones that I really like that I haven't done any research on, but I think is really cool is the Upper Deck penalty box photo variants. So essentially they're short prints and it's all related to the penalty box. Something I may consider collecting something like that in the future. I don't know if I want to go completely down that rabbit hole, but for sure would like to get my hands on some of the cards of the players I collect out of those sets. Let's move into the second segment of the show, 600 goal scorer history, and today we're talking Mark Messier. So Mark Messier scored his 600th goal on October 23rd, 1998 in a 5-0 win while he was playing for the Vancouver Canucks over the Florida Panthers. When he scored his 600th goal, he was the 10th player in NHL history to reach that milestone. In addition to scoring his 600th goal, Messier already had over 900 assists, so when he scored his 600th goal, he became the 4th player in NHL history with 600 goals and 900 assists. Mark Messier was drafted in 1979 by the Edmonton Oilers. He was taken in the 3rd round, the 7th pick of the 3rd round, making him the 48th pick overall. His long career spanned over 25 seasons and with 3 different teams. Of course, the Edmonton Oilers when he was playing with Gretzky, the New York Rangers, where he also played with Gretzky, and the Vancouver Canucks. When we're looking at Mark Messier, he played in 1,756 total games. He finished his career with 694 goals, 1,193 assists, for a point total of 1,887 points and a plus-minus of plus 211 while he is on the ice. Mark Messier is a 6-time Stanley Cup champion. He won the Conn Smythe once. He won the Hart Trophy twice. And his best season was his 89-90 season in Edmonton, where he scored 45 goals, had 84 assists for a total of 129 points. Messier scored 30 goals 11 times. He scored 40 goals 4 times, and he had one 50-goal season. He's a 2007 Hall of Fame inductee. And now we get to talk a little bit about his rookie card, which I recently picked one up for myself. It is a 1980-1981 OPG card number 289. His PSA 10 last sold on June 20th, 2023, so a couple years ago, for $14,500. But you can pick a raw copy up of this card for around $49-50, somewhere around $50. In the last 90 days, there have been 43 sales of his raw card, with the last sale coming on March 26th of this year for $39.54. Messier has 4,773 cards graded at PSA. 45 of those cards have only made it to the PSA 10 mark, while 345 of those cards are PSA 9s, and that card has a gem rate of less than 1% at 0.9%. So Messier has a long, storied career, and he's got nearly 5,000 cards graded with PSA, and only one of those cards, or only less than 1% of those cards, are PSA 10s, which in turn is why the value of that card is so high. So that's this week's segment of 600 goal scorer history. Now we're going to move into the staple of this show and this podcast that has been expounded upon, but we're going to talk Blue Liner of the Week. So we're taking a 2-week look, but we have one newcomer on the list and one frequent flyer. He's getting his frequent flyer miles. So we'll talk number 2 first. It's Thomas Harley. He's the first time he's been on this list of the Dallas Stars. He was taken in the 2019 draft, first round, 18th overall, which is pretty decent for a defenseman. In the last 2 weeks, he scored 3 goals with 5 assists for 8 points. He was credited with 3 hits, 12 block shots, and he had a plus-minus of +11 on the ice. His ice time was 25 minutes and 7 seconds per game average. His card is a 2020 Upper Deck Series 1, card number 227. You can pick up a PSA 10 for right around $50, currently about the last 90-day average is $49.01. He has had 7 sales over the last 90 days, with the last sale being on March 20th for $34, so about $15, $16 under the 90-day average. He has 180 cards graded at PSA. 93 of those have graded PSA 10, 68 of those have graded PSA 9, and he has a gem rate of 51.7%. So the young, talented defenseman from the Dallas Stars makes his debut on the Blue Liner of the Week in our number 2 slot with 3 goals, 5 assists for a total of 8 points. Now, to our frequent flyer, our number 1 spot on Blue Liner of the Week this week is none other than Mr. Cale Makar of the Colorado Avalanche. Now, he was drafted in 2017, first round, 4th overall, really good for a defenseman. In the last 2 weeks, he's had 3 goals, 6 assists for 9 points. He was credited with 4 hits and 15 block shots with a plus-minus rating of +6, while averaging 25 minutes and 4 seconds time on ice per game. Makar being no stranger to this list, 2019 Upper Deck Series 2, card number 493. His PSA 10 can be had for around $500, the 90-day average $496. However, that number is ticking up. There have been 54 sales in the last 90 days, with the last sale being on March 30th for $566, so about $70 above the average. He has 4,704 cards graded at PSA. 2,916 of those cards are PSA 10s, while 1,510 of those cards are PSA 9s. And that gives Cale Makar a gem rate of 62%. So now we're going to talk about 3 guys who I like to call on a heater That's where we're going to look at our top line, the on a heater line. And these three guys, this is a fairly new segment to the show. We've brought it in a show or two ago, but I enjoy looking at the players. I enjoy looking at the cards and giving that information to the listener. So we're going to work back to front. So our third top line person this week is Jack Eichel of the Vegas Golden Knights. He is a 2015 first-round, second overall draft pick by the Buffalo Sabres. And in the last 2 weeks, he had 6 goals, 7 assists for 13 points and a plus-minus rating of +8. Eichel is a 2015 Upper Deck Series 2, card number 451. His PSA 10 is still pretty reasonable. You can get it for about $120. The average sale for the last 90 days is $119. There have been 40 sales over the last 90 days, the last sale being on March 30th for $138. So it's ticking in an upward direction. He has 2,576 cards graded at PSA. 1,272 of those cards are graded PSA 10s, while 964 of those cards are graded at PSA 9. And his gem rate is just below 50% at 49.4%. Our number 2 top line on a heater person of the week is Robert Thomas of the St. Louis Blues. He's a 2017 first round 20th overall draft pick by St. Louis. The last 2 weeks, he had 2 goals, 12 assists for a total of 14 points and a plus-minus rating of +8. He's a 2018 Upper Deck Series 2, card number 472, and his PSA 10 90-day average is $49.21, with 14 sales over the last 90 days. The last sale being on March 27th for $47.35. He only has 509 cards graded at PSA. 332 of those have graded PSA 10, while 148 of them have graded a PSA 9, giving him a gem rate of 65.2%. Our top forward over the last 2 weeks is Nikita Kucherov of the Tampa Bay Lightning. He's a 2011 draft pick. He was taken in the second round, 58th overall, by the Tampa Bay Lightning. In the last 2 weeks, he had 5 goals, 11 assists for 16 points, and a plus-minus rating of +7. Kucherov is a 2013 Upper Deck Series 2, card number 483, and currently, over the last 90 days, the average of his card in a PSA 10 has been about $504. However, the last sale came on March 25th, and it sold for $600, so that is up as well. He has 987 cards graded at PSA. 537 of those cards are PSA 10s, while 323 of those cards are PSA 9s, giving him a gem rate of 54.4%. Now we get to move into the portion where we look at the best goalie over the last 2 weeks. A portion of this show I like to call the poke check. And this week's poke check winner, or this last 2 weeks' poke check winner, is Jake Ottinger of the Dallas Stars. Ottinger is a 2017 draft, first round 26 overall, pretty high for a goalie. But in the last 2 weeks, he's played in 5 games. He's 5-0 with a 1.79 goals against average, with 152 saves and a save percentage of .944, and one of those 5 wins was a shutout. Ottinger is a 2020 Upper Deck Series 1, card number 246. His PSA 10s are averaging over the last 90 days $69.29, with 36 sales over the last 90 days, and the last sale coming on March 27th for a total of $57. He has 2,681 cards graded at PSA. 1,376 of those are PSA 10s, 1,059 are PSA 9s, and a gem rate of 51.3%. Now we're moving into the sixth segment of episode 17, the Milestone Marker, and I wanted to talk a little bit about Leon Draisaitl. Leon Draisaitl does not get the love that he deserves playing in Edmonton. He is a popular player, but he plays in the shadow of Connor McDavid. But on March 29th, he had 2 goals, giving him number 50 and 51 for the season, and that's the Milestone Marker, the 50-goal mark. Draisaitl is only in his 11th season, but he's already had 4 50-goal seasons and 6 100-point seasons. He's had 7 consecutive 30-goal seasons, 4 consecutive 40-goal seasons, and 3 out of the last 4 years, he's scored 50 goals or more in a year. Currently, as of today, Leon Draisaitl has played in 788 games. He has 398 goals, 556 assists, for a total of 954 points and a plus-minus of plus 88. He's a 2014 first-round pick, 3rd overall by the Edmonton Oilers, and he has already won a Hart Trophy, so I'd like to say congratulations to Leon Draisaitl, who is one of the premier goal scorers in today's hockey market, and I didn't want him having a 50-goal season and that getting overlooked, because a lot of what he does gets overlooked. Now we move into the second to last portion of the show, our Chasing Greatness portion, the Alex Ovechkin watch, or his update, essentially. I've been watching a lot of his games. He scored 3 goals in the last 5 games. His last goal came on March 30th against the Buffalo Sabres. They did lose, but that was goal number 890, and now he is only 4 behind tying Wayne Gretzky at 894 and 5 behind passing him at 895. So there's a good chance. I was looking at some of his stats. His shot percentage is the highest it's been in his entire career by like 4% higher. So he is shooting the puck more, definitely trying to find the back of the net, chasing that goal record down. And last, in this episode of Old School Cards, the last thing I'm going to talk about today is my personal pickups. I'm not going to talk specifically about all the cards I purchased in the last month, but I did want to highlight something I talked about earlier when we were talking about sets, that I'm collecting the rookie cards of 600 goal scorers, and there are 21 people on that list. I have currently, when I first started this a few months ago, I had 1 of those players, and now I'm up to 15 of the 21 600 goal scorers in my collection. I have 1 coming that I ordered a couple days ago, Mike Gardner. That should be on its way. The only other card, the 6 that I have left are all the big ones. They're the $1,000 or more cards. Bobby Hull, Sidney Crosby, Phil Esposito, Wayne Gretzky, Alex Ovechkin, and Gordie Howe. And some of those I would like to pick up in person, but those are the 6 I have left to acquire. And I think Phil Esposito I might be able to get online. I just have to wait for the right card to come up at the right price. It's kind of weird with his stuff the way it's going right now. Ovechkin, I'm going to have to wait until his market dies down, because everything with his goal record is going kind of crazy. I still am planning on purchasing a Gretzky this summer when I go to the Dallas Card Show, and probably also a Gordie Howe, and if I can find one, an Esposito, a Crosby, or a Hull while I'm there. Hopefully maybe I can find somebody who has them all and bundle them together in the condition that I like. I don't really care about the grade. I've been finding really, really nicely centered, good registration cards with lower grades. So they don't have to be any certain grade. They just have to have really nice eye appeal. And to me, the eye appeal is the registration and the centering and no surface issues in the main picture of the card. I don't mind a bent corner or a little crease or anything like that, as long as it's not going through their face or anything. So I'm not super picky, but probably the thing I'm the most picky about is the centering. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it can't be obviously off. Like, you have to be able to look at it for a little bit and go, yeah, that is a little bit off. So that's where we're at. Thank you guys for being patient. I'm so glad to take the time to be able to sit down. Sorry I don't have a video this week, only audio. It may be that way for the next month or so, being busy, but I'm trying to find a way to keep the content coming, guys. I'm really enjoying the podcast format. So until next time, guys, keep collecting what you love. Stay safe. I hope you guys are doing great. Don't forget to reach out. Tell me what you're collecting. Send me pictures of the cards. oldschoolcards24@gmail.com. I look forward to hearing from you, and we'll catch you around.